All right, folks, we are off into the second part of the show. Welcome, everybody. I'm Alan Warren, your RV wingman, working hard every single day to make you a smarter RV buyer and owner, and actually a happy camper by telling you the truth, the real truth about RVs and RV ownership. Now, while there is a ton of great things about RVing, and I love it, there's some things that, well, they ain't so great that RVers experience from time to time that we want you to know about. On the RV Show USA guest line is our friend in Florida. She has one of South Florida's most respected RV dealerships called RV Sales of Broward, and she is a great example of somebody who tells it like it is. Ms. Gigi Stetler. Hiya, Gigi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Welcome back to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, last time you were on, we had so much response. I mean, people loved listening to you.
I did too, and it's so nice. Well, I know that our services are needed, yours and mine, but it's so nice that people realize that and they are jonesing for it. So it's really good.
You said they're jonesing for it, and they really are people. I don't think that there has ever been a time when the public has been more hungry or thirsty for education and information that will help them. I mean, you've been in the business a long time. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, and I wear two hats right now because I have my personal dealership, and then I launched the RV Advisor. So the RV Advisor is more of a national, non-biased platform, but it's the same, it's the same thirst. And as people come into the dealership for assorted reasons, from service to sales to warranty claims, just whatever, and it's just unbelievable how the lack of knowledge of consumers today and these unscrupulous dealers that take advantage of their lack of knowledge. It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking because we have the most incredible industry ever. If you think about it, like, it's fun, it's relaxing, it brings the family together, and it's all these things. And then you're not supposed to have a bad time. You're not supposed to have all this drama and trials and tribulations and all of that. It's supposed to be just almost like an honest sport, and it's not, and it's sad. We have to fix it.
And people like you and us and Chuck Woodbury over at RV Travel, I think we're all sort of going in the same direction. I want to be optimistic. I think the people up there in Indiana are hearing us, but we need to do a better job of communicating, keep beating that drum. So tell everybody how long you've been in the RV business, and then I want to jump right into it, Gigi, with what do we need to know when we're going to buy a new RV. So give us some background, and then let's go into buying a new RV.
Well, I started in this business 32 years ago, and it was an accident, and I'm the only woman in this business, so I've had my butt kicked, let's say, by men that just told me to go home and bake cookies, and I refused to do that. But one thing that I've always known is good customer service and giving people what they want. And I kind of found my own niche in the industry, but it's gone a little bit astray right now. That because there's so few manufacturers now, that there's these big box retailers that have taken the customer service off the table now. So now there's no more one-on-one, and it's just a numbers game, and that's what we really need to fix.
Okay, before we talk about what I need to know as a buyer of a new RV, from a dealer's perspective, when a bunch of these new units, travel trailers, fifth wheels, whatever you get, arrive at your dealership, they're brand new. In general, what kind of condition are they in? Because I've heard all kinds of different stories, from, hey, they're ready to go, to, holy crap, you wouldn't believe what we see.
Wow. It's twofold. And the first thing is that these units that come from the factory, they're not retail ready whatsoever. The factory back in the day, and like maybe 20-something years ago, they used to pay us to PDI them, which is a pre-delivery inspection. They would pay us to go through them and alienate the problems and repair them and send us parts and all that before you got them ready for retail. But that doesn't happen anymore. So the dealers aren't paid for this pre-delivery inspection. And not only are they not paid, the way the industry works is, let's say if I place an order for an RV and I order it, at the moment I order this RV, it's placed on my financing floor plan line, and I start paying interest on it. So my interest is accruing before the thing even shows up on my lot. So I've already got money and time invested in this, and it hasn't even shown up yet. And now what happens is these big box retailers who don't care about servicing their customers, they pump stuff out at maybe 1,000 over invoice or something where there's no profit because they make all their profit on their back end, which is, all the products and services. So now these small dealers that are trying to absorb their costs and their interest and floor planning and actually PDI the coach properly so it goes to the customer has to compete with this big box store, and they can't. So that's what happens is everyone's just pumping them out. It's just another number, and the factory's shoving all this product down our throat that it's just a vicious cycle. So
okay, let me hang on, Gigi, just a second. I want you're so passionate. I love it, but let me just slow down and restate what I'm hearing from you. So you call the big box stores. These are the people like Camping World. These are the people that are, it's just, sorry, it's strictly a numbers game. As fast as we can sell them, we're going to sell them. And they do. They offer super low prices.
Camping World, there's La Mesa. Yeah, there's Camping World, La Mesa. There's a couple of big box retailers that just have no service, nothing.
And so but they say they have a service. They have something, but after the sale is when the guy or gal that buys the RV that has this dream they find out the reality. The reality isn't pretty when they have to have something done. And most of the time when they buy from one of these big box stores, because they didn't take the time to do a proper, thorough PDI, there's something wrong with almost every RV that they sell.
Everything.
And then it comes back into the dealership, and then I'm making payments on my RV, but I can't get it fixed.
Well, let me back you up one step.
Okay.
So, yes, the factory has to produce get this product out, out the door. So the dealers, we know the condition that these things come in. We know that they need a pre-delivery inspection. The customers, they're all shopping for the best price. So what happens is the customers fight over paying your PDI, your pre-delivery inspection. They fight you over this. They want the best deal because, the big box store is going to sell it for this price, and you try to match that price. You end up with no profit after you paid 4, 5, 6 months interest. There's nothing left on the table. And then this customer wants to beat the crap out of you to take the last dollar that you could possibly make and forget about paying your payroll and your rent and your this and your that. They want to take the last dollar of profit that you could possibly make, and then they want to come back and have service right away. So you can't do it. So it's 50-50. It's 50% the customer's fault and 50% the dealer's fault.
Well, you've been in business for more than 3 decades, so I guarantee I know you are doing things right because you not only do a thorough PDI, but you take care of people after the sale, and that's the big thing. We have somebody, Katie Lee, who is watching our live stream, wants to know your thoughts on the MSRP and if you agree that they are obscene.
Well, I mean, forget the MSRP. The MSRP is based on a global percentage. So the overall industry is probably at 28% markup. So if you look at the MSRP, it's about a 28 to 33% markup across the board. So, yes, the dealers drop their pants right away to where they're very close to where they need to be. And the dealers are selling this product, they're not making that much profit, not as much profit as they need to make to be able to pay the bills. Where they're actually making their profit is on financing and insurance and all the back-end products that you guys don't even see it coming. So,
and by the time you get to the F&I office, you're so in love that they just they bury you. You don't even realize it until after you pull off the curb, and that's when the light bulb goes off, right?
Yes, and customers have such a problem with the dealer making a fair profit. And the thing that's not fair, So you got these big box retailers. Okay, well, they have a better buying power than the smaller dealer. But the smaller dealer is who's going to take care of you and put your unit back on the, back in your hands in 24 to 36 hours. The big box retailers, the average wait time on a service appointment is 6 months. So if you want to go save $2,000, okay, and drive halfway across the universe to get a camper that your local dealer is selling to save yourself $2,000, and he hasn't even PDI'd the coach, okay, because they don't have to, because they're never going to see you again. And then if you think you're going to show up on the doorstep of your local dealer and shove it down their throat to fix it, you're wrong. That's not going to happen. So now you're stuck with this product that you bought, thousands of miles away, just to save yourself $2,000. Time is money. Pay that local dealer the $2,000 and have your camper in your yard and go camping every single day, because that's how it will work.
Gigi Stetler, you are amazing. I imagine one of the things I like so much about you is you lay it out there. You just say it like it is. And I think that for me, that's so refreshing in this industry, because dealers, they're not all bad. They're not. But there's too many of them that are all they want is your money. They don't want you to come back.
The big dealers. Yeah, the big dealers. But the small dealers, they need to make that $2,000, but it's not like they're making $2,000, they're $2,000 higher. They pay more for it because they don't buy the volume. So it's not like they're putting that $2,000 extra in their pocket. That's not how it works. They don't have the buying power that Camping World has, that La Mesa has. They don't have that buying power. So we pay more. I pay $1,000 more than everybody else. I'm the farthest point in South Florida for shipping. My shipping is higher than everybody else. So I pay more. So if you want to take your time and drive all the way to Ohio to save $2,000, I can't help you. If your time isn't worth $2,000, I can't help you.
Okay, and now let's talk about this other thing, too, because unlike a Chevy or a Dodge or whatever kind of a car I've got, if I have it, and if you're a car dealer over in South Florida, I've got a Chevy, and I have a problem from Texas, I bought it in Texas, go to Florida, you're going to fix it because you're a Chevy dealer.
Yes, but okay, so in the car business, all your profit is in your service department. So they don't make any money. You sell cars. They sell cars at $50 and $100 over invoice. They make no money on the front end. All their money's on the back end on service. That's where their money is. But those are not independently owned franchises like we are. We're independently owned. We're not like Ford is paid by Ford. That's not like how the RV industry operates. So if you have a warranty issue and you bring it to a dealer, and let's just say by the time it takes 5 people to get involved between making a warranty claims appointment, to bringing it in, to taking up all your space. And, RVs are not like cars where they take up, 200 square feet. They take up 400 square feet, so it takes 5 people. So you get the appointment, then it comes in, then the service writer writes it up, and then, then the technician has to diagnose it. Then you make the claim, and then you got to test this, test that, test this, and you got to, okay, so if you find a faulty part, then you got to take the part out, you got to ship the part back, you got to order the new part, you got to pay for the part up front, and then they don't give you the reimbursement until they get the old part back. And at the end of the day, after all of that, you get $12 for the repair. So you tell me why you're going to do all of that work for $12 and you didn't sell it. So you have no profit when so that's what's wrong with the industry. But that's why the customers need to support the local dealers, whatever your local dealer is and whatever they're selling. And if they don't have the product line that you want, tell them to reach out to another dealer and tell them to buy it for you. Pay them a little extra, let them buy it for you, and get a relationship with that dealer, and you'll be happy.
You are such a breath of fresh air. And I know that the RV dealers, we have a lot of RV dealers around the country, and some of the, I didn't even tell you this, but Marcus Lemonis and I have swapped emails, and he said he's going to come into the studio and do a live program with me, and I'm so excited about that. But
I want to be on that call.
So, but seriously,
Don't use my name. You won't get a better seat.
What's that?
don't use my name. You won't get a better seat.
Well, he actually he reached out to us, and I don't know if that's going to transpire, but we certainly hope it will, because we're going to give them the floor and let them find out how they do business and let them explain why they do it. But it's the little person like you. I'm not saying you're little, but you care.
Oh,
It's your life. That's all it is your life for 32 years trying to build relationships with people. I've heard some stories from your customers that are almost hard to believe, that they're in a completely different, they buy an RV from you, they have a problem in a different state, and you will, sometimes you've even sent somebody out to fix it.
That's what I do. I'm not only not the cheapest guy in town, I'm probably the most expensive guy. I'm the most expensive company, but at the end of the day, my customers appreciate that they spent a little extra, because if you're camping and you're out on the road, and even if I sell you roadside assistance and whatever happens, if you're out on the road and something happens to you in Kentucky or New York or wherever, and you call us 24/7, I will send a technician to you. I will fix everything. I will pay out of pocket, and I'll bill back the factory. If they pay me, they pay me. If they don't pay me, they don't pay me. I don't care. But that's all built into my price. And you don't wait. You don't wait more than 24 hours. You will be back on the road. Whatever parts I'll ship, I'll pay, I'll do whatever it takes. That's what I do, because that's what's supposed to happen.
I don't even know what to say. We got people on the live stream they love hearing what you have to say. And here's the deal. We're going to take a real quick break. If you can hang on, we're going to pick it up on the other side. We got to do a little bit of work in the break. So can you hang on, Gigi, just a second?
I'm hanging.
All right, hang on. We'll be right back.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, we are back with Gigi Stetler, our firecracker from South Florida, and we've been talking about just the honest side of the RV industry that a lot of people don't know about. Gigi, let's go back to buying an RV. When the person walks in, wants to buy a new RV, what are some of the biggest, most common mistakes that they make when they're buying them? Are they pay too much attention to the floor plan and not the design, or what is it? They buy payments instead of price, or?
A lot of people buy payments, but let me use a customer as an example, because I actually had a really a good customer example, that I had this week. Customer he was looking for a motorhome. He wanted to buy an FR3 Forest River product, and he had gone to Lazy Days and wasn't happy. They weren't warm and fuzzy with him, and I guess he didn't like the price. So he flew all the way out to Ohio to buy from RV Direct, and he thought he had negotiated the best price and this and that, and he's from my neighborhood, but I don't sell that product. So he didn't know about us. Anyway, long story short, he ended up on the way home, had an accident, and wrecked it.
Oh.
So I do all the repairs for Geico, State Farm, Progressive. I do all of I have a body shop and stuff, so I do all the insurance work. So anyway, he was told by Geico to bring it into us for an estimate and stuff. So anyway, he comes in. He was completely distraught. He had hit a tree on his street on the way home, picking up his brand new motorhome. He's trembling and shaking and very upset and everything. So no big deal. We do an estimate. It's all back. I put it all back together. It's like new. I got a new roof for him, new everything, and I made it all brand new again. So I wear two hats. I have the RV advisor, so I signed him up for RV advisor, and then I said, as an RV advisor member, I'll review your paperwork and stuff and make sure that you have all the proper coverages for all your insurance and warranties and this and that, because I asked if he had extended warranty and stuff. He said, they had sold me everything, but he told me that the dealer, RV Direct, tried to sell him an extended warranty that cost $10,900 and something dollars.
Oh my God!
Exactly, but that's not the first time I've heard this. I have had at least 5 calls in the last 2 weeks of customers that bought from Camping World that are selling $10,000 something warranties. Well, there are no warranties that cost $10,000 something. So anyway, so he said that he didn't buy that warranty. He went to and he bought a warranty from Wholesale Warranties Company that they do a lot of heavy advertising. So I said, okay, well, let me see your policy. I'll review it all for you. And that was just a courtesy, because we did his search work. So I reviewed. So he does So I review I get his warranty policy, and so we call the claims department. My service writer and we call the claims department. They don't answer the phone. They put us on hold. They don't answer the phone. 30 minutes go by, and nobody ever answered the phone. And we're trying to make a claim. We're a service department trying to make a claim, but we wanted to see what was going on. So anyway, long story short, I don't even know what kind of Mickey Mouse company that was, but we could never get them on the phone. So I quoted them a warranty price, and we came in just a little bit cheaper than that company. And I know that our company answers the phone because we do all their claims. So anyway, then I started, digging deeper into his contract and stuff. So this is the biggest mistake and this is the newest, latest scam out there. Buyer beware. Okay, so they tell him, well, he wanted to pay cash for his RV, $93,000 something. He wanted to pay cash. They told him that they can't give him a discount if he pays cash. If he finances it and makes his payments for 1 year, they would give him a $5,500 discount. Well, okay, first off, that's not legal.
I was going to say that's illegal.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
So I didn't believe him. I was like, no, that's not possible, because then it would no longer be a simple interest loan if you tell a customer. That's not the first time I've heard this. A customer that called me a couple of weeks ago that bought from Camping World, and they told him that if you pay cash, it costs more. That's beyond me. Like, I don't even understand that. That is totally fraud. Okay, and so for the audience to know, dealers make money on the back end. We all make money on the back end, but when you're a big box retailer and you don't make any money, you sell everything at 500 or 1,000 over, you can't cover even the cost of your interest for 3 months. So all their profit is in financing, insurance, and all these other things that they put on the back end that you don't see it coming because they beat you up so heavy in the F&I department. So that's the biggest problem is these dealers, they don't make profit on the RVs. So this dealer, RV Direct in Ohio, they actually put it in writing with an asterisk and showed the $5,500 discount and put it in writing that if he did not keep his loan open for 12 months, they were going to charge his credit card $5,500.
How can they do that?
It's beyond me. I'm like in shock. So I have my legal department researching and reaching out to the Attorney General to see if that's even legal. It's not legal because all interest now today it's called simple interest. Rule of 78 is where you pay 78% of your interest whether you pay it off early or not. That has gone out the window since 1991. Okay, there are no more Rule of 78 loans even legal in the United States. So the entire consumer financing is all based on what's called simple interest loans. So if you force someone to keep a loan open for 12 months, that no longer becomes a simple interest loan. So he brought me included in his paperwork was his first statement. And his statement for his first payment, he paid $496 interest out of his payment. It broke down out of his $800 or $600 payment, $123, I believe, something like that, went to principal, and $496 went to interest. So,
oh my God,
that's the profit that the dealer made. But he would have got that $5,500 discount because that's the same price that every other dealer is selling it for.
Hey, Gigi, let me jump in here real quick, folks. We're talking with Gigi Stetler. She has been in the RV industry for 32 years. She is one of South Florida's most successful, most honest RV dealers. As you can hear, she's extremely passionate, very knowledgeable. And Gigi, my hope, part of me, I'm concerned that we may be scaring people away from RVing.
No, I don't want to. That's why I formed the RV Advisor, and I'm going to have people like you and Chuck Woodbury and Greg Gerber on the board of directors to bring this knowledge to the table. That's the point. I don't want to drive anybody away. It's a passion for me. I don't want the industry to die, but if we don't take a hold of it, and there's a lot of passionate people out there. We just need to educate the consumer so they don't fall into that trap, and that's why they need to be RV Advisor members, because that guy, for his $25, I saved him. I told him to pay off his loan all but $100, okay, because the dealer neglected to put down that he had to make equal payments. So my legal department found a loophole, and so I had him pay all of it down but $100 until I reach out to the Attorney General for him, because that's what we do as, for, the RV advisor. We have a legal team. That dealer's not going to get away with them. And I told him to cancel his credit card. So, but he would have never known. He was trembling and shaking, and they had him so confused. And I can't tell you how many people walk through my door on the retail side for service because they have been railroaded, and they're so uneducated. So I have part of on our home page of the RV Advisor is know before you buy. And that's really, we have a whole new website coming out in about another week where I have so much information on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that, it's, know before you buy. There's so many things to learn. And you can hire me personally, and I will review your contracts, and I will make sure that the warranties and the contracts and the insurance and everything is correct. I had another customer, just jumping off subject, I had another customer came that a tree fell on the roof of his RV, brought it in for service. It was a Progressive claim, brought it in, and I wrote an estimate, and the Progressive pulled up the claim. He had just bought this camper. It was brand new. So the Progressive pulls up the claim, and we write the estimate. I write the estimate, turn it over to Progressive, and he goes, they only insured this camper for $13,000, and it was a $15,000 claim. He needed a roof, sidewalls, metal, this, that. Well, the dealer never looked at his policy. They never cared. And the customer had a trade-in, so his cash difference was $13,000. So the insurance company asked what he paid for it, so he said $13,000. He forgot about his trade-in, and he only insured it for $13,000. They were going to total it.
So what you're saying, what you're saying is so many people out there, the public, they're being fleeced. They don't know it, but they will know it, and when they find out about it, they're furious because some unscrupulous dealer completely took them to the cleaners.
Yes, but like that particular incident, it wasn't even like nobody cared. Like me as a dealer, like I don't let the customer off the lot until I check their. I tell them, let me look at your policy. We recommend them. We send them off to Progressive or whatever. The quote comes to our office. I review the policy before we even let them drive off the lot. So as for the RV Advisor on a national way, it's the same thing. I'll review your policy to make sure you got the proper limits. I can't tell you how many people don't have the proper coverage, and then they have an accident, and then I saved that customer. The Progressive works well with me, and I said, listen, this customer made a mistake, and this camper's worth $38,000. Here's the book value and this and that, and here's their paperwork. They made a mistake, and we got the estimate. I dropped my price on the estimate so that the camper wasn't totaled, and I got them covered, and they got to keep the camper. But they were going to total it and take it and give them $13,000.
Unbelievable.
So,
hey, Gigi, listen, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna do it again, but before we wrap it up, how do people learn about the RV Advisor and how that just a little bit of money by supporting the RV Advisor can save them thousands, like you've just given a couple of examples?
Yeah, exactly. And $25 a year is probably the best $25 you've ever spent. But bear with us because we're about to roll over. We've moved our website to a new platform where I'm doing a custom website where I have everything from contests. I have a photo contest of the month. We have a national writing contest. We have the best RV experience monthly contest with prizes and things like that. But we just, it's just a book of knowledge, and I'm bringing a whole pile of experts to be board members. We want to fix the industry. We want to give people knowledge and not, we don't want, like, I love, Chuck Woodbury's Facebook post of the RV horror stories, and it breaks my heart. And I try, I try to take over some of those conversations and stuff, and it's heartbreaking. And these stories. And I think that with more knowledge going into the sport, I call it a sport, but the more knowledge that people have when they walk in, I think they'll be better on the way out. And people have to realize that price isn't everything.
I think people that have listened to this conversation are beginning to realize that when you beat somebody up on price so hard and then you expect them to continue taking it when you have a service issue, it's not realistic. It's not fair. Nope. If all you want is the cheapest price, go to Camping World. Go. I mean, I'm not
It's
trying to be
already
ugly, but
plan on fixing it yourself.
yeah, or fix it yourself. That's right, because you're probably not going to get it back in less than 5 or 6 months if if you do have a problem at Camping World. All right, so what is the website for the RV Advisor?
TheRVadvisor.com.
Simple. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for not just joining us, but the email that you sent the other day and the invitation about me being on your board. That was very flattering, Gigi.
I need you on my board because you have a passion and you are exactly what this industry needs. We need people like you and Chuck and Greg, and I think that the three of us or four of us, we have more knowledge in the industry. Let's put it this way: we have more passion in the industry. The knowledge is almost secondary because you can have the knowledge but not the passion.
Yep.
To help people and keep the industry going. So that I think is more important than the knowledge.
Well, we're going to do this for sure. All right, we're going to let you go, but I'm coming over there. I'm going to see you tomorrow and meet your horse,
I'm
right?
going to see you tomorrow, and yep, I'm riding tomorrow morning, so I'll see you then.
All right. Well,
freezing
you know what?
here.
You ought to text me after the show the address because I'll be driving up north of Fort Lauderdale to see you mañana. But anyway, thank you so much, and we'll do it again. All right.
We will. Yeah, we got to keep this going.
All right. Thank you, Gigi.
Thank you. All right.
See you
Good night.
mañana.
Bye.